ascertain more in depth on that, when you want to get really ingrained in, like, okay, now I've accepted that I've got this trauma, right? So I've accepted I've got this trauma. I know there's a trauma there. How can I use psychology on myself to understand myself more and get in there without having to go see anyone? Or is that not possible?
You don't have to go see anyone. It doesn't necessarily have to happen. You can just, educate yourself online and stuff. But here's the problem. What the problem is, when people have traumas, or when their life is a bit of a catastrophe, the first thing they do is try and diagnose their partner. They will look on Google and say, signs my ex was a narcissist. And I get this all the time. I'll get on the phone call with a client. I just wanted to speak to you because my ex is a sociopathic narcissist. Pointless session.
Wow.
Pointless session.
I've literally just had flashbacks. I was dating this girl, and in the early days of this podcast, I was dating this girl, and I'd be having this brilliant day, and then she'd ring me up, and it just felt like she was just trying to start a fucking war with me, starting an argument to cause this drama in my life. And I'm like, it's just like out of nowhere. Like 2 minutes ago, great. Like now there's this big world war starting.
She was a bit broken?
Yeah, she had, I think there was trauma in relation to her father growing up.
So anytime there was separation, she would get anxious? Or start a fight?
Yeah. Yeah. And very beautiful, very good looking. Her mum and dad were still together, but because she was traumatized by her dad had hit her mum.
Okay.
Right? So there's trauma there. And she used to start the most randomest arguments with me.
What that is like when people are traumatized, what they do is they fight with their partner to test how much they will fight for them back. So really, when women are fighting like that, they don't actually want to fight. They want to test your level of love and attachment to them. So what may have been happening is you might have been busy in your podcast. You might have been sat at home. Maybe she saw that you liked a picture of a girl. Maybe she saw something that triggered her. She's like, let me start a fight. And I'll start a fight, threaten to leave him. And if he begs me, then I feel good again. I can relax. But if he doesn't beg me, then I know he's a prick. It's a test.
I knew it
and there's no way to win this test, by the way. As a man, there's no way to win.
I knew it was a test.
Yeah.
I knew it was a test. I didn't understand the psychological reasoning behind the test.
The psychological reason would be she's been triggered into thinking that at some point you're going to abandon her. So she wants to abandon you before you can get there first and test your response.
On a random Wednesday, that's going
on a random Monday morning. I would do it before 7 a.m. sometimes.
Do you find the cycle of like the moon and stuff like that affects women on a psychological level as well?
I can't comment on things I don't know enough about. So unfortunately, I don't know anything about astrology.
Because I was speaking to my friend who's a nurse who works in a hospital, and she said that there's some crazy stuff that happens around these full moons.
I'm sure it does. You know, religious reasons, we don't actually follow astrology too much. So I've never had my hand read. I don't know too much as that. I know I'm a Taurus. I'm very much a Taurus. I know that, but I don't know too much about it. So I can't.
I respect that. I respect that. So, what are some of the key learnings that you've learned in the last 12 months that you previously, even in your psychological career, you hadn't even discovered them?
One thing I really have found is how many women cheat on men and how many men accept the unacceptable when it comes to women. And I was explaining this to my friends, I have a bunch of really beautiful, wonderful friends, male, female, everything. And I think I never realized that we are a certain type of a subcategory. I thought everybody was like us. I thought everybody doesn't tolerate nonsense, and I thought everybody's like that, but I didn't realize that there's levels to it. And there's people out there, there's men out there that accept the unacceptable when it comes to women. And I always knew women do that. I always knew that, okay, women have a bad boy phase, or women have guys that may leave them on red. I was aware of that because you always hear about it on social media. Men ain't shit, or men are trash. I always knew that men are naughty. And the type of men I know, okay, I'm sure you're up to nonsense. I never knew how bad it is for men when it comes to dating. It's impossible for them to find a loyal girl these days, but they accept the unacceptable. The men I'm around don't accept the unacceptable. So I know, and I always knew, if I did a certain behavior, if I did something like this, the type of man I want would never accept it. But there are men out there that will allow a woman to cheat again and again, be promiscuous, go out, disrespect him, and he'll still beg her for attention. I didn't know that existed until I started doing social media stuff.
So where are you seeing this more prevalent? Is it more of a
younger generation?
Yeah. Between what ages?
I would say between 18 to 30.
So anyone 18 to 30 is practically now got no hope of finding a woman. Then in essence,
yeah.
When you break,
no, I'm joking. No, it's not that they have no hope of finding a woman. They have no boundaries. What's happened is they've grown up on porn. This is I know I bring everything down to porn, and you can really tell I'm an advocate against pornography.
For religious reasons, I can't talk about porn.
Do you know what it is? I think if I had one goal in life with this whole social media thing, it would be to remove the obsession with pornography because of what it does to children. Yeah, and everything is about children. So what happens is the 18 to 30-year-old man grew up on pornography, whereas a guy a bit older, maybe in his 30s, what happened is, of course, he watched porn. I'm not naive, but there was an element of like, shit, dad's coming home, can't watch porn right now, or mom's going to find my magazines, or oh my god, how do I get that top shelf magazine? It's so embarrassing. The guy knows my dad. I can't buy it. There was so much like when it comes to watching porn, whereas now headphones in, bedtime, pornography, children. 11 years old, 12 years old, children. So what happens is their brain is being sculpted into thinking that women are just for sexual purposes and they are hypersexual and this is normal. So when they meet a woman who is engaging in so much promiscuous behavior, either online, offline, in person, whatever, they don't get the same triggers. They don't think, whoa, she's probably not going to be loyal. They think this is how women come. So they accept the unacceptable when it comes to relationships. So
much in that you can unpack, like
I'm good, aren't I?
Honestly, like you've literally broke it down in such a way that it's so true, isn't it? When you look at society and how society's moved over the last few years, even like the dominance of like the mobile phone and everything like that. Everyone's stuck to it. Everyone's involved in it. Even on social media now, like we're all somewhat addicted to dopamine hits. So one thing I want to discuss with you today is like, I know a lot of influencers, people that are doing things, and they're trapped into a certain type of posting a certain type of content because I believe they're addicted to the likes that type of content gets. Yeah. But they actually really they've evolved as a person. They want to move beyond that content, but they're kind of trapped in this cycle.
How do you break it?
Yeah, how do you break that?
Here's the thing. People attach, it's not your content, it's your authenticity that people actually attach to. Because what happens is, of course, my content is not particularly seductive or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But what happened is there's a space for it. There's a space for whoever you are. There's a market for it. People attach to authenticity. That's it. So that's why there's all this cancel culture. When they find out that somebody who had this squeaky clean image, they find out something scandalous, they want to cancel them. Why? Because we've been sold a lie. So here's what it is. People will attach to authenticity. If you just be yourself in whatever regard it is, and you put that out for the world, what will happen is it might be less likes, but it's more sincere. I don't have as many followers as the average Insta model. I'll never have as many followers as the average sports model. I'll never have as many followers as her or as many reach or whatever it is. And I'll definitely never have as many brand deals or anything like that. But the people who do follow me treat me like I'm a sister to them. I go out in Dubai and somebody will come to me and be like, oh my gosh, your video, this and the other. And they treat me like I'm their sister. They're like, you're like a sister to me. And I've never met this person because they're attaching to the authenticity. So it's better to have fewer but more sincere acceptance.
Not many women would go out at the level you are and just openly say that women nowadays cheat a phenomenal amount.
Oh, non-stop.
Do you know what I mean? Like
And here's the other thing. They're in denial about it. I will speak to cheating women. They have zero remorse about because a lot of my clients are women who are cheating on their husbands. They have such a lack of remorse about it because this is what women do compared to men. Men usually, when they cheat, they start to feel a bit of guilt, so they're nicer to their wife. They're a bit nicer. They might buy her something. They might be a bit more grateful. Like, you're a ride or die. Like, poor girl. If she knew what I was doing, let me be nice to her. Women, what they want to do to get rid of that dissonance of what they're actually engaging in is they start putting their husband down. They start thinking, my husband's such an idiot. He's so dumb. He's so stupid. So what happens is by putting him down, they feel less guilty about going somewhere else. They justify it in their brain. So the treatment is different. The guilt is greater when a man is cheating on a woman.
And would you say it's skewed more to like the female side of cheating these days than the male?
Definitely, because they're better at it.
Just through the fact that women understand psychology at a lot deeper level than men.
Because men are more naive. They just think when she says she's coming home late, they don't have that automatic who, what, where. Whereas with women,
do you think?
Not as much.
Do you think? I think I'd be right onto
Do you know
that.
what, even little things, like even with my social media, and it's open and it's fine, it's not like anything negative. But if my partner had a social media like mine, I wouldn't be happy with it. But he doesn't have a problem with mine, but I would have a huge problem with it. And it's just like that element of trust. Maybe because I'm a bit psycho, but generally I just think a bit.
That's an open admission.
Very, very psycho.
It's always hidden in true psycho.
Yeah, that's it.
Psycho.
But I wouldn't be happy, even if the message was good. Even if I just wouldn't be happy with it because I'm insecure.
So you're saying you're insecure?
Oh, massively. Did I ever come across like I'm not? If I did, I apologize. I'm very insecure.
So are the majority of women insecure in some element of their life?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be? There's always some element of your life where, you aren't necessarily at your peak or isn't exactly where you wanted it to go. So being insecure is not a problem. Here's the thing. People see it as like a trigger. And I'm not insecure. I'm fine. Nothing wrong with being insecure. It's about having a handle over your insecurities, knowing them, warning people of them, and being kind to yourself because of the insecurity.
Women have a certain, I suppose, without being mean, I suppose they say men age better than women in a lot of respects, don't they? They say that. Is that a truth that from a psychological point of view that women have a certain thought process around how they're aging? That's why they go and get loads of fillers, all this kind of stuff to cover up, to mask, and that's another mask for traumas that they've not dealt with, rather than allowing themselves to be beautiful and age nicely. Do you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I don't think it's necessarily so much about aging, because I do think that children age you, unfortunately, as a woman. So if you have children, 22, 23, that can age you more than a 30-year-old who's had no children. So aging is a problem, but here's the thing. Men can compensate bad looks. Women can't. When a man is not that good looking, he's super funny, he's super intelligent, he's super successful, he becomes attractive. Especially if he's funny, like that's the easiest way to get women. Whereas women don't have a compensatory strategy. You can be nice, you can be kind, but a guy's not going to think, wow, you're gorgeous. He's just going to think you're a nice, kind, I'll marry you because you're great. But he won't convince himself that you're beautiful, and not really. Whereas for women, when you're the funniest guy, you become super handsome. It's like we get this like lens on us. If he's super, you can become super handsome to a woman in her lens. But for a man, if you're unattractive, you're unattractive. Even if you're nice, pretty, kind, caring, they'll still be with you. I'm not saying they won't choose you, but they're not blinded to your looks. They're not going to be like, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. They'll still recognize that you're not that attractive.
So you're saying then, essentially, that women have only got their looks to essentially trade off, really?
Well, it's not that they've only got their looks, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. It's that simple. Whereas for men, if you don't have it, you got charm, you got banter, you got this.
So there's something that you can put in there
that will make you sexually attractive.
Right, in the sexual point of view.
You can still be sexually attractive if you're super tall, if you're in shape, you're still sexually attractive. Whereas for women, if we're not attractive, we're not attractive.
But what's to go with? Most women say they want a man who's like if you're not over 6 foot, you're dead to me. All this kind of stuff that they're saying now on all the dating apps. You know, I'm not on any dating apps now myself, but they do say that on dating apps. Like, what is the psychology behind that?
What I would say to women is make your criteria in men a pool of men that are attracted to you. If you're a girl who wants a 6'2" in shape man, but none of those men are giving you attention, change your type. If that is the type of man that's constantly coming for you, keep that type. You're very lucky. You've earned those types.
So women should change their type predicated on what's attracted to them.
Absolutely. It would be a completely pointless strategy being attracted to a man who has no interest in you. No point. If I'm a girl that is, I don't know, let's say, for example, I'm super overweight or I'm super, super short and I'm not getting the type of guys that I like, change your type. They're not going to like you. You either stay single or beg them to like you, or use sex to get them to like you, or make them need you because you don't feel like they want you. You're going to set yourself up for psychological failure.
So what percentage of women then are going out there into the marketplace misaligned on the type of man that they even want?
Majority. I would say majority. Here's the thing. Here's how you know you have a realistic expectation of what you want. Those type of men that you want always want you back. Simple. Same with men. Men and women. Here's how you know you got the right realistic expectations. The type of person that you walk into a room and you look at and you think, oh, he's my type. By the end of the night, he's speaking to you without you saying a word. Or a guy, you look at a girl and you're like, that's my type. She's equally interested. She responds to your texts. But if you've got this particular type and you're like, no, I want this type. I don't care. I'm not going to settle. But they don't come for you. You're deluded.
Yes. I've never even thought
I've had to have this conversation with many clients.
I didn't think that you could kind of change your type. I'd never even thought of the concept of changing type.
Well, here's the thing.
That works for men too, right?
Yeah, men and women. Change your type to the people, because here's the thing. They see it as settling.
What if you're a man though who doesn't like the type that he's attracting?
Well, then here's the thing. You might not like the type that you're attracting, but the type that you want are giving you no time and energy. So do you like that feeling of rejection? Do you enjoy that? Oh. So if you change your type to that feeling, not the person. I don't like the feeling of somebody leaving me on red. I don't like the feeling of someone cancelling a date on me. I don't like the feeling of somebody saying no when I ask them out. I like the feeling of someone who responds to me, who cares about me. So choose those people, whatever shape, form, size, colour they come in.
So with me, I have a type.
What's
right?
your type?
What's
your type, babes? On paper?
No. I've obviously got a type, and that I've been attracted to, and I've had relationships with, and then I've got this other type that's also good looking and spicy too. But I kind of think when you said that, when I was saying, okay, I've got a type, and I was going processing it in my mind, and then I thought to myself, fuck, I always war with these women that are my type because but I still get with them, but like it's drama. It's drama. Like it's like being in a fight.
It will be disrespect. Here's the underlying